Blues will complete a Lancashire double this weekend when Blackburn come to St Andrews, and manager Gary Rowett may be without a couple of key players for Rovers' visit.
I think Michael got a blow, and Grounds he got a blow late on in the game. I think if you remember, they were both limping heavily for the last 2 or 3 minutes, and I was quite pleased to see the final whistle in some ways, because we certainly were playing with 9 men at that point. But I think they're both recovered sufficiently enough to at least have a chance of playing tomorrow, and then we'll know a little bit more today. Clayton, obviously, once again we'll see whether there's any real improvement. But again, we're a bit concerned that we've got a 2-week break after this game, so you never want to rule a player out if you think they might have a chance of playing, but at the same time you've got to try and make sensible decisions when there's so many games. There's going to be 35 games left after this one, so we still need to make sure we make good decisions. So we'll see. Robert Tesh, Kujak, I think probably would be in a similar situation. So don't be surprised to see none of them. But alternatively, you could possibly see some of them.
Although Rowett is confident he has the squad depth to cope with a couple of absences, he's also wary that too many changes may affect the rhythm of his side.
I think we're in a better position squad-wise, which we've said. We've got a little bit more depth and a little bit more strength in depth. I think what I've got to try and be mindful of, and it's always tempting as a manager, and we've probably got it this weekend, that you can say, well, look, if Michael's not quite right, let's leave him and we'll play one or the other. We could stick Glees, who missed out on Tuesday's game because of tactical reasons. Really, we only wanted to go with one sitter, and I decided to go a more defensive player in there. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to then make it easy for those players to get rest. Let's just leave them and play them, and then all of a sudden you're changing your team all the time just because you've got good options. But I think there's a strength, and there can also be a weakness sometimes. But sometimes it can make it easy to pick a team by leaving 1 or 2 out and resting them. But I should still have to make big decisions, and we should still want the players to all be fit regardless of how many options we've got. But I think you're right. You can make more sensible, calculated decisions, certainly on fitness. We don't have to risk people when we've got good options, but at the same time, if risking someone means we win the game, then that's the right decision to do as well. So I think there's a real balance to be had, certainly.
On occasion last season, Blues found it tough at home against sides below them in the league, but they did beat some of those teams, something Rowett will be hoping to do again come Saturday.
We did do that last year, didn't we? I mean, we beat MK Dons at home. We beat Bolton at home. You know what I mean? I think there's a perception that they were the games that we tended to struggle more in, didn't we, than some of the other games? And I'd say that assumption was fair. I don't think it was a definitive answer that we couldn't beat a team below us at home, ever last season. Because I think if you look, I bet it'd be pretty even. In fact, I'd probably say we beat more teams at home than we did the bigger teams. We certainly performed better against the bigger teams than when they came to St Andrews. So, but I think that the difficulty is always, you just look at different ways to try and win any type of game. And I think, like I said before, we've got different types of options this year. We've got different ways to change formation. We've got different ways to play the game. Of course, against Preston, if you concede 2 set pieces, you're going to struggle to lose to beat any team at home, and that's just the reality of it. We weren't carved open in general play. I can think of a couple of opportunities they had from poor play from us, but something we're working towards every game. We've beat Norwich at home, we beat Sheff Wednesday at home. We were a little bit unlucky not to beat Preston at home, in my opinion, on the second half performance. So we've had 3 different but fairly strong performances, taking 7 points. So of course we want to try and build on that. We want to try and improve our ratio against some of the teams at the lower end of the division. But I look at Blackburn, they've got some really good players. They've got some fantastic individuals that, I think I'm probably surprised that they're down there, and I don't expect them to be down there for that long. So again, we'll have to be respectful, but of course try to find a way to win the home game, and build on the run that we're on.